So on the left we have Stiverson, formerly known as Mr. Stiverson. Um, yeah, so probably what he's best known for is his 96. Very, very top 96 runner. Um, I think he's top 15 without looking. Certainly, if not, no, he is top 15. I think he's like 11th at the minute, 10th or 11th. But yeah, a very, very solid runner, knows what he's doing. On paper, there's absolutely no reason why he shouldn't even be the favorite. But then whenever you look at Mostly, you're seeing a very similar story. Mostly just has a pretty good anthology of runs. Again, just demonstrating that he knows what he's doing. I think he's got like a 124.96, which again is really, really good. I'm pretty close to Stiv. But probably the other big factor that it seems almost a lot of people have forgotten, but we had a No Star World tourney. It started at the end of 2017, the EFT No Star World tournament, and Mostly came third in that. So a lot of people seem to have overlooked this somehow. Most people have picked Stiverson in their predictions to win this. And again, that's not an unreasonable call. But yeah, just looking at the match, we have seen pretty much what we'd expect. Both just looking very strong. Also, we're probably going to get a sync on the restream pretty soon. I think Mostly probably like a frame or two ahead. I think Stiverson just lost a little bit of time in YI4. But we're going into Iggy's here. Okay, 281 for Stiverson. Didn't see what Mostly got, but I'm assuming he got a 281 as well, or a 280. Might be able to catch that on restream actually. No, I also missed it, but I'm gonna be able to see pretty soon anyway. Thanks to the team in the background for the sync, for the volume adjustment. Very nice. Oh, okay. So Stiverson got a 240 on the timer, and we saw that he got a 281 door. So I'm not sure if he lost that in-game second in the auto scroller, or if it was in that fight. But I doubt it was the fight. The fight looked fine. But weird. Did he just go into the door? Like, did he miss the door? Hey, going into DP1. Now that we're into World 2, we're probably going to see things mix up a little bit. Anyway, we're going to be looking for top flight speeds. Whenever it comes to actually judging that flight speed, now Mostly looks good. I think Stiverson actually looks pretty good as well. 62 is all round. Yeah, that's actually, you don't see that too often. So good start for both of them. DS1's a pretty technical level in many ways. I personally find it a lot of fun as well, but at times it can be kind of unforgiving. Now, in my opinion, the normal exit, which is the exit they're going for, is easier than the secret exit. There's sort of just less that can go wrong. Looking out here. Oh, okay, Mostly going. Wow, Mostly went very, very aggressive on that. So pretty much straight away here, we're seeing a situation for Mostly how he deals with this. We'll see. He can go back. He can continue on. And you know what? I actually kind of like this play. A lot of people talk this play down, and quite rightfully so. This is a big risk play. So if Mostly does this if Mostly does this level and the next level pretty decently, instead of going back for Cape, he can sort of save I shouldn't say save, but he loses like 7 or 8 seconds less compared to 15. If you go back for Cape, it's like pretty much exactly 15 seconds. And it's a very safe play, it's a very reasonable play. But also against Stiverson, do you want to give Stiverson 15 seconds? That's quite a lot at this early stage. So we're going to be seeing DP3 Capeless. Again, I kind of like this play. And we're going to be seeing the Squirrel strat here. And nicely done for Mostly. It pays off for him. Yeah, that was solid. That was so solid, yeah. Again, I personally like that play. I probably would do that as well. I mean, if it was like an early round match, I would go back for Cape, but considering I'm up against Stu, and it's a 50-50 race, kind of like this, that's how I would approach it. I would continue on, and you know, if you die, it really sucks, but you gotta take those risks whenever you're playing against someone so solid. So Mostly already getting in nice and early, saying I can make mistakes, but what, it's going to cost me like 6 seconds instead of 15. So very, very strong. Very strong. Solid. Yeah, this is such a brilliant situation. By all means, Moose should be about 15 seconds behind, but he's 7 seconds behind Stiverson. This is such a good result, given what had happened. Hey, trying to grab the spring, and I feel like I sort of psychicked him on that one. That's unfortunate, because I was thinking, you know what, if Stiverson misses the spring or loses the cycle, Mostly is probably back in the lead, and we're going to see that. We are probably going to see that. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Absolutely crazy. I think I just projected that onto the race. But we now have Mostly in the lead. Again, you're probably going to hear me praise that play again, but if he had went back for Cape, he's still behind at this point. Like, by all means, he'd only be like 6 seconds behind, but he's ahead. He's ahead after using Cape in DS1. How? Well, I'll tell you how. It's making that play. Having a confident DP3 no Cape. It's such a blessing in a race scenario. Also, I think my current 96 PB has exactly that in it. Like my one, yeah, it does. Yeah. Although that was because I was tilted and couldn't be bothered resetting. But that's a different story. Okay, hopefully we'll see no slip-ups here. Yep, solid all around. Okay, another pretty technical stage. It's one of those ones that I was gonna say high risk. Definitely for these guys, it isn't like super high risk. They're gonna have it down, but like the strat that we're seeing over a very standard fast strat, maybe only saves like 2 seconds. If you get knocked by one of those Koopas, you lose your cape. It can get pretty messy. It can get pretty messy pretty quickly. But we see them both continue on very solid here. Overall, they're both probably like 7 or 8 seconds on TV. So, pretty good runs all around. Now, if these were RPAs, they probably would have reset, but that's not to say that them losing like 6 or 7 seconds in World 2, it's not really that much. Not a great start, but in the grand scheme of things, it's certainly nothing to worry about. We have some flyovers, we have some kind of auto-scrollers, we have some definitely auto-scrollers, so enjoy that. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to grab a drink, and also don't eat the dolphins, that's just terrible. Okay, Vanilla Fortress. There isn't loads to this stage. Pretty much whenever you're swimming sort of underneath or between some of these enemies or spikes, you just gotta keep it kind of close. Also, I just want to mention, I noticed some stuttering on Mostly's side. He's been having like some internet issues due to some physical. Oh my goodness! And Stiverson gets the small boss, like wind or snow or something. So we just have to deal with it. He is local recording as well, just if needed. We pretty nice to both of them, and we continue on Foot Bridge 1. Yeah, so as always, with this being an auto-scroller, there isn't too much to talk about, or hopefully that's going to remain the case. Pretty much unless someone dies. Also, we can maybe see Pipefly at the end, which is something we're seeing more often. But as I was going to say, if anybody has any questions, if anybody has anything they want to ask, feel free. There isn't loads going on at this point. And even the next level as well as a flyover. And then once we get into Castle 4, it really starts to ramp up. Castle 4, Forest Illusion 1, Forest Illusion 2, Castle 5. All pretty significant parts of the run. We're not going to be seeing Pipefly from either. So like I say, we've got one more flyover and then we're into Castle 4. Castle 4 can be pretty interesting. There are different approaches to Room 2. I'm going to make a guess. I think we're probably going to see both approaches. I just get a feeling. Because pretty much half runners, roughly, have one approach, the other half the other. Room 3 as well is pretty interesting to optimize fully, and can potentially be risky if you go a bit too hard on it. Wow. Oh no. Well, mostly... I think that's actually the first time we've seen it in the tournament yet. Like, that's something I haven't seen in a long time. It's one of those things that you think, wow, it kind of feels like it should happen, but mostly ran past the door and picked up a mushroom. Overriding Fireflower. What an absolutely disgusting outcome. It just feels like, yeah, look at that, and Stiverson is in the lead. Now mostly, hopefully going to get the cycle skip. He does, losing a bit less time than could have. That sucks, that really sucks. But now we have the question of how aggressively are both our players going to play Forest Evolution 1? Now with that reprieve, Stiv is probably only like 8, 9, 10 seconds ahead of Mostly. But, you know, not having that fire as well, like another 4 seconds potentially for Stiv in the future. But are we going to see Forest Evolution 1 wings attempts, and are we going to get them? Both these runners are good enough to get them. They go for them in PB attempts. Okay, that's missing the block. That's always an annoying start. Thought we were going to see the double missed block. It was actually kind of close. Mostly kind of playing about here in FY1. Looks like we're seeing a double attempt. Sort of not massively surprising, and that was a really hot attempt. And not just an attempt, but got him. Oh, okay, that was unlucky. And damn, that is the level that we're dealing with. We see 3 attempts. We see all 3 of them successful, other than the one unlucky outcome. And that first one that Mostly got was an unlucky outcome, and oh my word, like, this is not how you want to see it. This is not how you want to see it decided. Oh, well, that's fair. Okay, are we seeing the same stream here? Oh, that is not the same. That is not good at all. That's... Oh, well... I think Mostly will lose 1 cycle. I think it's gonna be about 7 seconds. A bit more now. A bit more now! Oh no, it's over. Well, it's not over, but this is... Well, this is really bad. Really bad to be up top here as well. Gotta wait extra. Well, and with that, we're going to see about a 2-minute swing in Stiverson's direction. Or certainly a lead of about 2 minutes, I'm estimating. Wow. Well, that isn't what I would describe as a good result. Well, we have Castle 5 for Stiverson. Gotta make a successful Roy fly. Looking pretty good. Yep. Looked like it would very comfortably get through. Okay, so we're seeing Mostly continue on Capeless. Honestly, it's not even It's actually kind of close. Very nice FY3 new cape. And I assume mostly will also continue on through Castle 5 without cape. Otherwise, there would kind of be no point in doing it. And defying me. Maybe the only reason he didn't go back for cape was to attempt the wall jump at the start of FY3. Oh my goodness, look at this, look at this, oh my word. Well, this is some really awesome new cape. Some really awesome new cape, that was really good. That was really good. Well, I'm not going to call it a day for Mostly yet. It isn't over yet, but, you know, Stiverson really has to provide some opportunities. Ooh! Ah, my word. It's funny as well, with that fast flight, it was gonna be close, so that was a good choice. Good choice. Well, other than that one incident, Mostly has been on fire. This has been such a strong performance from Mostly. That's probably the most unfortunate thing. If you sort of just average out the gameplay from both of them, it's been very, very close, but the outcomes have not been close whatsoever. Definitely is possible for Stiv to be in PB based. Well, I mean, if we see things like Sandbar, and no big mistakes, then yeah. But, as I would put it, we still have some work to do. Also, a very small detail that possibly didn't jump out at people, but mostly sort of did a butt slide on that pipe and gained like a little bit of extra just not being slow or whatever, you know. But doing that is actually kind of risky. Well, it's not even kind of risky, it is just very risky. Like those pipes are just, they're so fast and they can kind of get you by surprise, and I think they can eat your inputs as well. And what is Mostly doing? That's what he's doing. That was really nice. They are currently racing Super Mario World, No Star World. It's kind of like Warpless. Kind of like the SMW Warpless. I just want to point out though, Mostly has shown us that whenever it comes to staying in the game, he's so good. DS1, even how he recovered after FY2, most people would be so insanely tilted right now. And let's not kid ourselves, he probably is, but it's just been a really solid comeback. And he probably can still get like, I don't know about a 34, but maybe. Definitely get a low 35 though. Which, that's the crazy thing, it's good enough to beat more than 50% of people in this tournament. But, if Mostly was wanting an opportunity, Castle Sticks, that's one of them, and Stiverson did a great job. Very, very nice. And we get confirmation in the chat that Stiverson is ahead of PB. It's to be seen. Okay, Mostly has come down. You want to? Okay. We don't know if his PB had sandbar. If it did have sandbar, then obviously it's required. Well, not obviously, but it's probably required to get that PB. If it doesn't have PB, then he gets it. He can PB by like 10 seconds. Which I will remind you, if Stiv PBs by 10 seconds here, wow, that's gonna be a huge run. Okay, so Stiv grabbing backup cape here is a safety play. He could continue on just with the fire, but it's so free to pick up that cape. And Stiv getting that despawn. Very nice. These are the sorts of things that we need to be saying if people think to be competitive with this PB. And Stiv is the first to get that orb. So again, it's pretty unfortunate because if you were just taking the gameplay that we've seen, sort of averaging it, they're so close, especially some of those backups that we've seen for Mostly, but the outcomes have not been close whatsoever. Okay, Stiv dropping P speed should be fine, but okay, actually, Stiv maybe showing a little sign of shakiness. First half of this level definitely didn't go great, but the rest of this, oh yeah, the rest of that was hot. Very nice. Okay, Mostly going through on Ghost Ship, getting the despawn as well. Ah, damn, and basically Stiv showing us why you would potentially pick up that cape, because that can happen. Whenever you have that extra speed cloud, it is easy to get hit. So you pretty much can guarantee 100% the Stiv is going to go for sandbar. He can miss it, he can die, and still be massively ahead in the race. But he needs it for a PB. He definitely needs it now. And he doesn't get it. He goes too early. We have an orb from Mostly. Well, at this point, it's probably recommended that Stiv just doesn't go for it. But who knows, we may see it again, but if Stiv is being sensible, we won't see another attempt. Probably wasn't an attempt. Quite a good chance that wasn't an attempt. Mostly losing fire. Well, the slideshow is revealing good things. Was mostly couldn't decide, and pretty much whenever you're small Mario there, if you're continuing on capeless, which again is another play that I endorse, I highly recommend going on over going back for cape. It's usually not a good play, but the only difference in getting that mushroom at the end of Valley of Bowser 1 is safety in room 1 of this room that Mostly's going through, having absolutely no issues, and he's continuing on a small Mario. Interesting. We're seeing a small Mario continuation. Well, pretty much everything that I saw there, I was 100% on, except I would pick up the midway and probably, well, that's the thing. Even if you wanna go for sandbar, then you pick up the midway. Otherwise, you pick up the midway, you grab the cape, you do the double cycle skip, and well, at this point, obviously, Mostly doesn't care, and Mostly is just doing whatever he wants. I think that's actually what's happening here, but the no cape that we've seen has been incredible. It's been really, really solid. But it looks like, let's see actually. Well, it's probably a 34 now for Stiv. Actually, that's an even better point, yeah. So you could, yeah. I never considered that because usually going for sandbar is something I think about. So yeah, you could grab the cape in room 1, and whoa, spiky meatball. Very nice for Mostly. Whoa. Yes, let's go. That Reznor fight was amazing. That was so strong. It's so good. Totally worth it. All of this has been worth it. If not, just to see that. That was so awesome. That's GG for Stiv, the 34-03 Let's Split. Yeah, good start. Very, very good start. And definitely seeing what Mostly did in World 2 possibly was kind of spooky. But it pretty much all went downhill from Forest. Very unfortunate, but assuming that Mostly just doesn't allow this to influence his next game, this is another coin flip. These guys have both played really, really well. And that's GG for Mostly. Just big shout outs. And again, that was incredible that was a low 35. And look what happened. I'd mentioned earlier. Actually, that was even before things happened in Sunk Ghost Ships, so that was a really... Oh, it's kind of funny. I was about to say that was a really solid run, which would kind of sound not true. But think about what caused this run to kind of go upside down. FOI 2. That was basically it. Okay, he lost kick from DS1. Recovered perfectly. Such a good recovery. Couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, after FOI 2, the recovery was pretty good. He went back for a cape after, but I think that was sort of just to do FOI 3 for fun. And then, like, even continuing on, no cape after Sunken Ghost Ship, really, really good. So we're going to see these guys get started again pretty soon. Alright folks, we're getting started in probably 1 or 2 minutes, so now is probably a good time to get drinks, go to the bathroom very quickly, but we are due to get started very, very soon here. Alright, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to race 2 of this best of 3 between Stiv and MostlySMW. And last race, even though we saw a difference of about 1 minute and 20 seconds in the final result, there wasn't really that much of a difference in gameplay. So I think that we're probably going to see another very close match. So as I mentioned earlier, Mostly, he came 3rd in the last New Star World tournament we had. So definitely a big candidate to do well in this. There's absolutely no reason why he shouldn't. Stiv as well, huge 96 runner. Also just a really good All Castles and New Star World runner as well. Good with these like decent length categories. So you know, we've seen signs of that from both of them. Again, how they both played in that last match was incredible. And really, really nice shell jump from Mostly. That was sick. So yeah, nice early game lead. Probably only by like 0.3, 0.4, but it's one of those things that's really nice to get. Yeah, that was sick. 281s all around. I think Mostly's 281 might have been slightly better though. And both finished up with Iggy. Mostly looks to be about half a second in the lead at this point. So nice start for Mostly. Really, really nice World 1. Okay, back to World 2. Mostly, again, last time had that incident in DS1. Recovered very, very nicely from it. This time he's just going to hope to, you know, not have to do that and not have to deal with that. Stiv had that issue with the spring in Castle 2 last time. He went really early on it. But I guess we'll see how it goes this time. Okay, and coming up was that one spot. And getting the 252, and another nice thing that I noticed, he had 70,000 points exactly at that point as well. I mean, for the most part, points aren't super important, but it can contribute to lag. So the higher that sum of digits is, the higher the sum of the digits of your score is, the more it's going to contribute to lag. So it does play somewhat of a role. So having scores that are, you know, big multiples of like 10,000 or 100,000, it looks good and it just is good. Okay, so we see Mostly again with very, very marginal lead. Isn't too much to talk about at this point of the run, but we do have another big level coming up, Castle 2. You know, it's something that a lot of good runners take for granted, but there are a couple of difficult things we've got to execute there. 14, and we saw evidence of that last time on Stiv's side, missing the spring. It happens to the best runners as well. Missing that spring or not getting the flight, just standing there like an idiot. Okay, good room ones. And we both get the spring this time. Very nice. Switching to the fire flower. Oh. Oh, oh! Oh no, oh no. Well, it seems like everything that Mostly touches today, even though he seems to be playing well, it's just getting super just high variant results. Really unfortunate. I feel it's been kind of unfair almost, but Mostly is going to have to continue on at this point without a fire flower. He definitely should try and get one. If he doesn't grab a fire flower, he's forfeiting like 14 seconds up front. Assuming that Stiv keeps it to Roy, assuming he keeps it to Ludwig first of all, which he's favoured to do, then to Roy, which he probably will. But BD1 can sometimes be eventful. Wow, Stiv actually threw that shell quite early. If you threw that shell too early, you're going to run into it. And you're going to have a bad time. And I looked away for like 0.1 second and wow. Poor Stiv. Poor Stiv. Going for the small only strats and gets the mushroom now. This is going to be a tough one to overcome. Okay, gets it. Nicely done. I had no doubts that Stiv was going to execute that, but wow, this is a tough situation to be in. We'll grab a cape here, I guess. Okay, Mostly is caped up again. It's to be seen whether he grabs Fire Flower. There is an option for a Fire Flower in this upcoming level. And even though that was pretty disastrous, it was decent damage limitation by Mostly. Most other people would have lost an extra minute plus. They would have to die, they'd have to go back for cape, or something equally as horrible. Okay, we see the shell grab. This looks like, well, oh my goodness, poor Stiv. This is just, Mostly, this is just incredibly unfair. That was an awesome, but super pointless block joke. That was really cool, actually. Well, we've got that Fire Flower, we've got that cape. We're back in there. Okay, Stiv going into vanilla 4 tier. Mostly still looking at the dolphins. wow, did we just see a double Thwomp boss from Stiv? That was incredible. So we see the Thwomp boss this time and last time from... Yeah, Stiv has been playing so well here. No surprise at all that we saw him get close to PB last time. Mostly has his work cut out for him here. But this isn't even that much of a deficit. We're looking at about the maybe like 40 seconds difference, and it could just be over at this point. Stiv could have a lead of about 2 minutes at this point, but he doesn't. Mostly again just dealing with the circumstances really well. Mostly entering the fight. That was a really smooth fight as well. Now, that's not to say the Butterbridge 1 hasn't been eventful in the past. Stiv actually died in Butterbridge 1 in his 96 exit championship run, which was pretty unfortunate. Actually, in that race, we saw both people die in Butterbridge 1. So, you might have noticed that Stiv grabbed 4 coins there. Him grabbing 4 coins makes his score a multiple of 50. And he probably did that intentionally. Score manipulation. It's very, very, very minor. Incredibly minor. But A, it's an auto-scroller. Why not? And well. I think that's pretty unfortunate. We're looking at about an extra minute in this case. Okay, Stiv in Castle 4. We saw him switch to Fireflower last time, doing the same thing again. Yeah, it's a strat that I'm very, very fun. Wait, what happened? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no, I was doing stuff. Oh no. I was doing I was doing some admin stuff in the background, and this is what I come back to. Very, very unfortunate. But I guess at this point, it's sort of worth talking about Stiv's run. This has been solid again. We're going to be seeing FY1 wings attempt from Stiv, most likely. Also, I'm just going to check if that's forfeit for Mostly, or whether he will continue without a timer, I guess. Okay, and that's GG's to Mostly. I mean, Stiv does still Stiv does need to still beat the game. So Stiv, this win is going to be his, assuming that he remembers just how to beat the game, I guess. That was a really nice side dip for Mostly. So. You would normally see people do the vertical jump. Oh wait, it was a double dip? Oh, I see. Okay, so got the green shell. Flying underneath. This is the start that we're looking for. Okay. Need to manipulate the shell again. Okay. I think it still saves time over beating the exit normally, I think. But regardless, once it starts going a bit shaky, you really need to get them then. If you're having to continue on and beat the level normally after attempts, you lose a bunch of time, so it's a pretty decent result. Okay, we are not rigged this time. We aren't going to get unlucky again, so yeah, this is good. Stiv getting that dirty bubble, saving several minutes probably. Mostly forfeit in the race room. Like technically, if like I don't know, say Stiv had a brain attack and game over like 400 million times, and mostly actually went on and beat it, if it would still count, but the forfeit in the race room is at least a pretty clear indication that he's probably not going to finish this up. And certainly as well, whenever Stiv beats the game, we won't be waiting around for him to beat the game at this point. It's pretty much just based on the fact that, you know, we would retime runs, not based on SRL, so... Okay, Stiv finishing up. This has been a pretty decent forest. I mean, obviously, wing for, like, sort of second and a half try. It was second try, but a slow second try. But it is still, well, okay, we have our answer. Stiv is 7.2 seconds ahead out of Roy. And it's not super surprising that he would be ahead. 7 seconds ahead is pretty awesome. That FY1 small Mario was amazing. Until the hammer broke. And the run continues for Stiv, very, very solid. Getting a pipe fly. Got that huge lead on PV. And I'm going to make a guess, right? With Stiv's PV and him being so far ahead, there's actually a very, very good chance that he got Sandbar in his PV. So, I mean, he's going to go for Sandbar regardless, probably. probably. Oh. Well, we're going to see Sandbar regardless now. Well, folks, it's kind of unfortunate that happened. I do hate to say it, but this is a race to the finish line. It's just a case of Stiv claiming that victory. Damn, that's unfortunate. Who knows? Maybe we can now root for Team Mostly. We believe in you, Mostly, and the power of small Mario. And mostly demonstrating pretty well why Yoshi clips in this level don't save loads of time. It's a pretty decent time. 2:15. No clip. And we have a reset for Mostly. I think that's probably going to do it for him. Big GG's to Mostly. I mean, it's probably the case for for both of these guys that neither of them were super happy with their qualifiers. Like their seeding alone kind of demonstrates them both facing in round 2. Yeah, it's pretty tough. Top 2. I mean, these guys wouldn't even look weird outside of the final 4. Never mind the final 8. Mostly came 3rd in our last No Star World tournament. He's reached the top 32 of this, so he's going to be somewhere between 17th and 32nd. But Stiv is going to continue on to round 3, pretty much assuming that he beats the game. He's going to be going up against Maiba. Anybody familiar with this category is going to realize that going up against Maiba not only is it difficult on paper, but it's such a huge hype match. Maiba is known to be a god. It's a lot of pressure. Though at the same time, sometimes going into those matches, you're going up against a Louis or a Maiba or a Retro Bob or somebody like that. You can kind of just say, right, I'm the underdog by, I'm automatically the underdog. What have I got to lose? And sometimes you see things happen, and Stiv certainly could take that risk. There's no reason why I couldn't. But Maiba is obviously a favorite. That was pretty close for Stiv there. Had to be quite low on the damage boost. His light speed looked pretty bad. That timer revealing to us that we're already losing time versus PB. Probably going to be about... Oh my goodness, pretty close actually. Yeah. I'm not sure that you could have made that. You've got to lose a bunch of time in this room for it not to be possible at all. That's why I was questioning it, because it's hard to not be able to get it at all. Generally speaking. Oh my goodness. That's actually worked out pretty well. So it's probably like 40 seconds my PB. I could have taken a note of whenever the timer turned red, but I forgot. So a quick reminder about tonight's schedule. In 4 hours, we have Seathorn versus Thug KJ. Another round 2 match, another best of 3. Yeah, Seathorn is another one of those names that could definitely go to the finals, could definitely go on and win it. Top player, has historically done very well in tournaments. And yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Thug KJ, obviously. With a PB of around 35 minutes, he's going to be having to get very close to that hour PBs, and for Seathorn not to be having a good day. It is possible. It is possible, but probably the bigger story of that match is, will Seathorn have super hot runs? Typically, that's how those matches tend to go. But again, that's not to say that we might not see a kind of surprising result. Everybody has bad days. Orb. Yeah, unfortunately we get 50% off our orb for this run. That's unfortunate. Okay, we're going through Valley of Bowser 1. I find this level pretty fun, except ironically whenever you're just using Cape. This level with Cape kind of sucks. Lots of frame rules and different things you have to worry about. I'm a big fan of this Cape, or I'm a big fan of this level with Cape and Yoshi. Small only, no Cape and small only are kind of the same thing in many ways. And Stiv getting a very nice parade there. Big fan of the VOB1 parade. And actually, that VOB1 was pretty nice. I didn't see any bonks or anything. Yep, VOB1 is pretty much the perfect place to get the parade. Well, we're going to see an attempt at it, I would imagine. I didn't have any doubts. Whenever you're going for it and there's no pressure whatsoever, you can be guaranteed. You can be guaranteed that you're going to get it. So, it's beautiful. Okay, Stiv going into the fight again. This has been a really, really solid run, but it's unfortunate that ghost out. I mean, pretty much that was the only thing that went wrong. Now, it'd be naive to suggest, okay, if that ghost house had went normal, Stiv would have PB'd here. I mean, there are so many different factors if he gets that, a lot more pressure, but I suppose on the surface, if you just take that one death out, this will be PB, or would have been PB. Assuming the rest of this fight goes as expected, as implied, it's expected to go pretty much fine. We've seen a pretty standard, when I say standard, I mean we've seen a perfect kip kill so far. Actually, that insta-hit there that Stiv got, it's probably the one that most people struggle with. It seems to be a bit more precise, but the one I see people miss, the one I also miss sometimes. And that's GG for Stiv. Another very, very solid run. Can you believe it? Those two times might actually... Yeah, I think he got two 3403s. Am I remembering that right? I feel like, if not exactly, those times are very similar. I think he got a 3404 last time on stream, but it was a late split, so... very solid. Very good. A well-deserved victory. Alright folks, that has been another really awesome match. Two top players. Again, we're very, very early in the bracket here, yet we're already seeing these big matchups. And even though these guys, their seats were maybe a bit underrepresented, I mean, it's not going to get any easier. We're almost into the final 16. nearly have a full top 16 bracket. And those matches are, yeah, they're all very, very close. We have a huge match coming up tomorrow. That's going to be between Fitz and Dr. Cool. I don't want to underestimate just how close that is. If you think you know how that match is going to go tomorrow, you're either lying or have a crystal ball. Or probably not both. So both players are passing on the interview. Again, big GGs to Stiv. It was unlucky for Mostly. Again, I feel like he played very well, but just one or two things happened. Exclamation mark SMW in the chat for all the information about the tournament, everything you need to know, the bracket. Exclamation mark R for the runners. Do recommend checking these guys out, and exclamation mark C for myself. And yeah, just keep up to date with the Speed Gaming schedule. Our next match is going to be at 6 PM Eastern between Seathorn and Thug KJ, so definitely check that out. Seathorn right at the top of SMW, right at the top of this game as well, and Thug has been doing really well and been getting some solid PBs. And with that, I'm done. I'm done for now. I will be back later to watch that match, but we are going to be joined by different commentary. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. GG again to Stiv and Mostly.